Hi everyone. Welcome to the Soggy Sunday morning screencast for Westwood staff for the week of May 17th. Schedule for the week. We have a PBIS meeting on Tuesday. We will have our staff meeting at 8:30 on Wednesday. Friday we have our BLT meeting. A few other things I want to make you aware of. We need to recognize our staff that will be leaving us on Friday, June 5th at 11 o'clock. We'll have a virtual lunch through Google Meets. So put that on your calendar for Friday, June 5th. And on Thursday, June 4th, I'm excited that we will be able to have a reverse parade for our students. That is at 5 p.m. by our bus lane. I'll talk about that in a bit. Totally optional, but a good way for us to say goodbye to our students. Update on our yearbooks. I've been asked about that. I thought we had our yearbooks on the way. They have not arrived yet. There is the possibility they will not be here by the end of the school year. If not, we'll have to come up with a way of getting those yearbooks to kids the next year. If they are here, we will put them with the student bags so that they go home on that day. So we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. And sorry for the misinformation on my part on that. All right. Student tech device update. You remember how I always keep saying things are fluid and things are changing? Well, here is another example of that. Sent out this email to staff on Friday. The good thing, students will be able to keep their devices for the summer. That's an opportunity for them to continue reading, doing other things with the devices to help with education. Fifth grade might be a little bit different in that we have to collect those and then they get other devices seeing as they're going to the middle school. Don't hold me on that. I'll have more information on that come Monday. So students can turn in their devices, but they don't have to. All of this, I'll have more information on it as we go forward here, but just wanted to make you aware of that. This information will go out to families tomorrow along with the information about the end of the year. And then on Tuesday, that's when you will be sending out your communication to families and that translation link for those families that need translators. So just a quick heads up on how it will work if your family needs a translator. If a family fills out the form and requests a translator, Amy will get a notice of that. She'll let you know and give you a link to the translator schedule so that you can schedule that on our day for translators at a time that works for you. So you have some flexibility on that. So just know if there is someone that needs a translator, Amy will let you know that. You'll put the time that works for you on the day that we have a translator, and that will help. Also, we know as this information goes out, it's the end of the school year. Any year, kids are starting to check out at the end of the year, but that could be even more problematic now. So do your best to try to keep your kids engaged, continuing to engage them in doing work with each other. I know that's tough. That's one of the challenges that we face right now, and we'll keep working on that all together. Class lists. We are now at the point where I'm going to need homeroom teachers' help. You'll notice when you take a look at the class lists at each grade level, there are students that are grayed out and bolded. Those are students that need to stay in the spots that they are in. You as a grade level then will fill in around those students. Do your best to make equitable, fair groups. And then when you are done, set up a time to meet with me so that you can share with me your thoughts. Then I'd like to share that with specialists and also some of our paras just to make sure that there isn't anything else that we should be thinking about. Once again, our goal is to create those equitable classes. Kristen Fatt, you brought up a great idea about creating an A and a B group, dividing those classes up in half in case something is different in the way we do school next year. Well, I think that's a great idea. I also think there's so many unknowns right now that to spend too much time and energy doing that right now probably isn't worth it because we just don't have enough information and things keep changing. So if you choose to put it into an A and a B group in addition on another tab, that's fine, but I sure am not requiring that. I just think we just don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want us to spend a ton of energy doing that. On a positive note, right now we have 86 kindergarten students enrolled. That's a lot. That is definitely over our limit of class sizes. But at this point, we're not getting another section. We're going to have to wait and see if those students hold into the summer. But that's a positive thing that we can be looking at. One of the reasons for waiting on that, we only have about a third of the movement of ins and outs across the whole district as we would at a typical year at this time. What does that mean? It means with distance learning across the state, people are just staying put. And it's going to be a little bit crazy in the summer trying to figure that out and dealing with all those students moving. But because of that, I understand where the district's coming from. We're going to hold on adding any sections until we have more information of exactly what we have. I don't think we're going to be losing many of our kindergartners. I got to give our kindergarten team and Amy a ton of credit for connecting and trying to get an idea of who's coming and who's not. But be that as it may, we have to wait a bit. There's a good chance, though, that we will get another section. And that's a good segue into room movements. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Just to reiterate, teachers do not need to summer clean right now. That's not something you need to do. Chris and his amazing team have already started cleaning some of our rooms. They put pretty much a pause on that so that you as teachers can get those bags set for students. But he is moving everything out of the room with his team. They'll deep clean that room and then put back in the desks. Anything you can do to make it easier is great, but he's already done that with a few rooms and it's going well. During the summer, he'll clean the inside of the desks. Obviously, as they're going through and bagging stuff up, the more that you can get out of there is great, but that's something that his team will do, is clean those insides of the desks. And so our staff that will be leaving us or moving rooms, they're going to be doing that at the end of the year. It might be a little bit later after the last day with students if they so choose to make those moves, or in that last week. Part of it, though, is we're trying to figure out how many staff we can have in the building during that last week, and that's partly due to the governor. So just know that you do not need to totally clean up your room now. Chris and his team will take care of that. And things that you don't get done, those are things that can be done if you choose in the summer or when you come back to school too. Just some quick room change information. David Palmer is going to move to room 213, right next to Deb Kaiser's room there. Our instructional paras for now will move to room 203. We're fortunate to have an extra room where we can house some of our instructional paras in one space. We'll use that room for some other things too. ELA, they are going to move to room 402, which is the room across or right next to Maddie Pojar's room. The reason for moving them there is that gives us another kindergarten room if we do get another section there. So we want to be proactive and set to go if that happens. And I don't want our ELA room to keep moving around a bunch of times. That seemed like a good spot for now. Paris and D, they will be moving to the KDWW room. If you remember, their office right there is part of our renovation, making that into more of a flex space. That's something that was already paid for from a previous budget, so that's something that, as far as I can tell, is still going on and will be completed this summer. Things that Chris and his crew can do, they are. So room 402, which is where the ELA room will be, they have moved everything from that room into the gym. We have some science curriculum. We have some things of teachers that have stored some things there. We have some extra 5th grade things. But by moving that out, that gave him an opportunity to clean that room. And that also means that then ELA, whenever they want to, although they don't need to do that now, they can start moving things into that room. So we have some things that have been moving around. Just wanted to make you aware of that. We still need to figure out exactly where we're going to put our science curriculum that's coming out of room 402. I have some ideas on that, but just stay tuned on that. So once again, don't worry about having everything perfect right now. Your job as teachers is to focus as much as you can on helping your students. We will get those rooms taken care of in time. Hey, quick update on PTA. We had our PTA meeting last week. I know there were a number of staff that tried to get in on that meeting. Thanks for trying. Google Meet was problematic, but they did have enough people there to vote in our new WW here, our new PTA officers. So Jason and Mary will be back. Mary will be president. Crystal Vencura will be vice president. Jason will be secretary, and Rachel Williams will be treasurer. So excited about that. They're really looking at their budget. They do a lot to support us. It does look like their funding, like everywhere else, is being pulled back a bit, but they have some innovative and thoughtful things that they're thinking about for next year. So just know that that is our board officers for next year, and excited to be working with them. All right, our district DIT team met last week, and a couple things to be aware of. It's one of the things that you're going to need to do is by the end of the year, by June 5th, go in and put the end of year reading level, the last known guided reading level, into the form here. You have directions here explaining how to do that, so make sure that you do that. One thing that's happening for next year is a review of our ELA, our literacy, and they're looking for 3 reps, one for each of these different grade levels, K1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. I think it's really important that we have someone from each of those represent our school. We know literacy is really important, and I hear when it's working well and when it's not. And so we need to be represented there so that we can have our voice there. So if you are interested in being a representative for that, contact me and we can try to set that up. You can see the commitment down here of what that entails. So just be aware of that. Learning supports also met at a district level, and these are some of the resources that have been coming out from them. Just wanted to make you aware of it. You can see there's definitely some here for staff, some here for families. So just be aware of that. Just wanted to share that. Finally, reverse parade. We really want to celebrate our kids, be able to say goodbye, all of those fun things. And luckily, we are now able to do that. Met with our BLT regarding this, and we had 2 options. We could do cars and go through the neighborhoods and tell families when we're going to be there and honk our horns and wave and all that stuff, or we could do the reverse and have our families come through our bus lane, and we could have staff on both sides, appropriately social distancing with masks, and wave and say goodbye. There's pluses and minuses to both. There's equity issues as far as people coming to school doing it that way, because we know we can't have everybody, but we have a very, very wide attendance area, and to try to get to all of those is really problematic. So what we are going to do is we are going to have families come to Westwood and drive through that bus lane on June 4th at 5. I said 5 to 6:30. Don't know if it'll go towards 6:30, but probably have each grade have maybe a 15-minute block of time to go through there. We can wave, honk, all of that kind of stuff. And it is definitely voluntary for those of you that would like to participate in that. I am also mindful that we do have some health concerns with some of our staff that might not feel comfortable with this. I understand that. This is hard to make it work for everyone. This to me just seemed to be the best way to do it. So those of you that are willing and able to do that, we will do that on June 4th at 5 o'clock. Like I said, I'm not sure if we'll go till 6:30. But one of the things we'll do is we'll make a video, and we'll have someone go through that bus lane and video all of our staff that are able to be there waving and honking, and then we can share that out. So maybe there's a way that we can talk with our PTA about doing some kind of live feed on Facebook. There's some different options there. So just wanted to make sure everybody is aware of that and put that on your calendar if you'd like to join us. I am excited about that. It is better than nothing. At least that's a way we can say goodbye to our staff. So be aware of that. Finally, just I included the slides as easy reference from last week regarding Operation Property Return. We know we have a little difference going on here as far as technology, but just be aware of that. So that is all I have. Once again, thank you for all you are doing in this difficult time. You are amazing. You're making a difference for kids. You're making a difference for our community. And I feel very fortunate to work with you. So have a great day. Hopefully the rain will stop now that I'm done talking. And talk to you all next week. Take care, everyone.